Hey, happy Wednesday, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well and hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend. And we've got some bad news if you're a home builder. Boy, it is not looking good from you good for you if you are a new home builder. They're having a tough go and they have huge amounts of inventory. And we're going to talk a little about this, but we're also going to talk about maybe why that's not as alarming as maybe it could be or should be, and why it doesn't mean general alarm bells for the general home market. But we did get some other news. Where's my let me go to the comments here. Innovative is my personal breaking news correspondent. And we do have some interesting news. I read this late this afternoon. The U.S. Trade Court finds Trump tariffs unlawful. Now, we're going to get into this a little bit too. This is interesting that we brought this up. So we're going to touch on that really quickly in the beginning. And then we got a treat this evening, guys. We're going to do another Zillow cruise session, and we're going to look for some random cities, and we're going to play with a random budget, and we're going to see what we can buy in what cities with whatever budget we come up with. So stay tuned for that. And I'll be taking any suggestions from those of you in chat. So if you guys want us to cruise Zillow in a specific area of the United States, maybe you're thinking about purchasing in a specific area and you want to do some digital home shopping, happy to take your suggestions on that. For those that don't know, I'm Joe. Thanks for hanging out. This is my channel, and every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m., we're talking about some of the latest real estate news and developments in real estate and in the real estate market. Thanks for giving me some of your very, very valuable time. I appreciate you being here. Right down here, there's a little thumbs up button like that. Do me a favor, do me a solid. Hit that like, hit that thumbs up. Really helps out the stream. Gets it to more people. Doesn't cost you a cent, I promise. And also, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please do consider subscribing. It's absolutely free. You'll stay up to date. You'll get notifications when I go live or put out a new video. Boy, we've got a lot to deal with today. A lot to start with. Let me pause the music here. And I think the first thing we're going to talk about is the news about the tariffs. And I want to kind of self-disclosure here. I have only read a few snippets on this. I had a pretty wild day today. Sold a home to a client, which is good news for them. So we were pretty busy with that, but I saw this come up on my Google News page on my phone, and it'll be really interesting to see how this affects the markets. Already we're seeing that some of the stock markets went up pretty quickly. And you know, I just don't know enough. I'm not a finance guru, right? I know enough to be aware of how it affects my industry of real estate, but it'll be really interesting to see how this affects things in the long term. Did the stock market go up because maybe traders see some type of stability, or did the stock market go up because they think that this can be more favorable for companies? I know Apple was facing some issues where they were like, hey, you need to make an iPhone in the US, and Apple's like, okay, iPhones are going to cost $3,800 and no one's going to buy them. So I also too wonder if this is, a positive boon for some of these major international companies that now don't, no longer have to worry about that. In any case, when the stock market does good, usually that does not bode well for mortgage interest rates. After all, investors are going to go to the tool that provides a greater return on investment. And when the stock market does well, typically investors like to go to stocks. And when the stock market's not doing well, they like something that is nice and secure and stable, like mortgages. So I think that probably there's going to be a push to investors go into the stock market. And we've seen what happens. The stock market's been doing very well over the last 5 years, and mortgage rates have not done as well. And there's a lot that goes into that. We're going to talk a little bit about that later on the stream. But I don't see this being a positive thing for mortgage rates. Now, I will say that it might not be a bad thing for mortgage interest rates, because like I said, if one of the side effects of this is that, if U.S. Trade Court finds that these are unlawful, if this goes to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court upholds it, I don't know if there's anything that the administration can do to go through with the tariffs. And if we get a final say, like a final kibosh from the highest court in the land that says, you don't get to do these tariffs, that could bring about some stability to financial markets, and that could be a good thing for interest rates. Remember, the theme of the last few live streams has been stability, and we haven't had much of it this year. And as we go to the halfway point of 2025, I think a little bit of stability would really go a long way. Not just for housing, not just in the housing market, but also for the greater American economy. And just for Americans across the board, right? Nobody likes not knowing what's happening, right? That's sort of eerie feeling of like, we don't know what's going to come next, and we don't know what's going to come next. We're reluctant to do things, i.e. spend money, change jobs, buy houses, buy cars, start a family, so on and so forth, right? So it'll be really interesting to see how the whole tariff thing shakes out. I'm going to try to read up a little bit more on it over the next week or so. I'm going to do some research, listen to some of my favorite finance and real estate people. And then I think next week we'll dive into it a little bit more. I don't know if it'll be the main topic of the stream, but we'll definitely talk about it a little bit. If you guys have any input, I'd love to hear from you. There's probably people in the chat that know more about this than I do, and I would love to hear your input. So if you have any hot takes, put them in the chat. Love to hear from you guys. Okay, let's get to it, guys. We are going to start with our very first article. Get this up on the screen. Bingo, there it is. All right, so this one comes from Fast Company. This one came out today. And we are talking about how home builders have unsold inventory, and it has swelled up to 2009 levels. Housing markets to watch. Oh gosh, I can just feel them. I can sense it, guys. I can sense it. I can sense the doomers getting excited. I can sense the crash bros working up their new clickbait titles. I can smell it. It's in the air. They're going to go hog wild with this. And anytime there's a headline that references 2007, 2008, 2009, great financial crash, the housing crash, all that stuff, the doomers go crazy. And obviously, if you're a home builder, right, if you're a new home builder, this is not a good headline for you. But I think when it comes to the greater, broader housing market, U.S. housing, I don't think this is going to be a bad thing overall. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. So here we go. Home builder unsold inventory swells to 2009 levels. Housing markets to watch. There's greater slack in the new construction market now than a few years ago, giving buyers some leverage in certain markets to negotiate better deals. And we've seen this graph before. This is a really, really cool graphic. This is kind of like a stylized photo for the thumbnail of this article, but there's an actual non-stylized one that we'll take a look at. Last month, in an address to investors, D.R. Horton CEO Paul Romanowski said the spring 2025 selling season is getting off to a slower than usual start for the nation's largest home builder. That is not what you want to hear if you're on that call. The CEO saying, well, we're off to a little bit of a slow start. Yikes. But it's the truth. This year's spring selling season started slower than expected as potential home buyers have been more cautious due to continued affordability constraints and declining consumer confidence, which we've been hearing a ton about that. Romanowski said on the company's earnings call. Interesting thing here is I saw a graph and I would need to do more digging to see how legitimate it is. I didn't get enough time to fact check it, but if it is true, it would be wild. I saw a graph that was talking about how consumer confidence is fairly low, the lowest it's been in several years, and spending continues to increase. And kind of the question of the graph was like, well, if you don't have confidence in the economy, then why are consumers spending? It's like the consumers are saying they're not confident, but they're spending money. It's kind of strange. I don't know if how accurate that graph's representation was. I did not get a chance to look at that, but if that is true, it is kind of scary. And it does kind of feel that way. It feels like people are still spending. It seems like the economy is still doing well. Jobless claims are still holding low. The job market's doing very well. Which is another reason interest rates are not going to see a cut anytime soon. But it's just interesting. And the D.R. Horton guys are feeling the lack of consumer confidence. Obviously, that's for sure. Innovative. What do you got, brother? Let's see. Bruh, it's like a frat party from Animal House in the Crash Bro forums right now. Not going to lie, Joe. I have a lot of put options on Lennar, Horton, and KB. I'm going to tell you that I think those put options are not bad at all. It's no secret. I mean, here you go. You have the CEO of one of your put options saying, yikes, it's not going so well. So I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm not surprised that the Crash Bro forums are going crazy at the moment. They love to go with this type of stuff, but I never worry about it because the data is the data and it will, and what will be. And it's very, very clear. I just actually watched another great YouTube today with a housing analyst who not an agent, not a lender. He's just a housing analyst. And he was talking about how there's just no similarities between the climate right now and 2008 in terms of leading up to a crash. He said that the new builder inventory is one of the few and only things that remain close to that, and it's for completely different reasons. And we're also going to talk about why this isn't a problem for the greater housing market, and we're going to get to that right below. But yeah, Innovative, I'm sure it's wild right now in those forums, brother. Jeez. All right. Oh, you know what? Let me make this bigger for you guys. I forgot there we go. It was on like tiny print. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Demand at the start of this spring selling season was more muted than what we have seen historically, despite a healthy level of traffic in our communities, wrote Jeffrey Mesger, CEO of KB Home, in the company's Q1 2025 earnings report. In mid-February, we took steps to reposition our communities to offer the most compelling value, and buyers responded favorably to these adjustments. So again, so what they're saying is it sounds like, I would equate this to like, wow, we got a lot of people to the open house, but we didn't get any showings, which, is A, not a great thing, and B, kind of it's kind of a conundrum. It's like, man, people are excited. They want to come through. They're taking a look at the property, but they're not submitting an offer. And it sounds like that's what's going on in the new home market. They're getting a lot of people into their communities. They're offering newer amenities that they think are going to draw people in. They're getting good feedback. People are visiting, but nobody is buying. And again, I think that goes to a couple different things. Number one, interest rates aren't helping anything. And number two, consumer confidence is in the toilet, quite frankly. So I think a lot of these people that could potentially be considering purchasing a brand new home are thinking like, hey, maybe not right now. Like, let's see what happens with tariffs. Let's see what happens with jobs. Let's see what happens with this big, beautiful bill and what's going to happen with that. And so it's just kind of interesting. And I think that, resale sellers are obviously susceptible to that. But I think new home builders are even more susceptible to that because, it seems like a large number of buyers that gravitate towards new builds tend to be new buyers, first-time buyers. The properties are new, so maintenance for them is not going to be a problem. They don't have to worry about any, spring up costs usually because there's a, pretty healthy warranty when you buy a new home. And you can usually get a lot of incentives. You can get an interest rate buy down. Just newer homes just seem to be a lower barrier of entry for those new buyers and those first-time home buyers. And those are the exact types of buyers that are going to be very, very sensitive to things with the economy, with interest rates and things like that. They might only have 5% down. They're not someone that has a house to sell. They don't have $300,000 in equity or $150,000 in equity. They're trying to scrape up and get that down payment together to buy their first brand new home. And that's why I think new home builders are having a little bit of a problem with this unsold inventory and not being able to move some homes. And the other portion is where they've been built, but we're going to touch on that in a second. Last quarter, Lennar spent the equivalent of 13% of home sales on buyer incentives, up from 1.5% in quarter two of 2022 at the height of the pandemic housing boom. A 13% incentive on a $400,000 home translates to a $52,000 in incentives. So that's a ton, right? That's a big discount. Now, I will say that incentives, they're using that word very purposefully. Incentives is different than a price cut, a discount, or a price reduction. Incentives could be a lot of things. Incentives could say, hey, you will buy your appliances for, hey, I'm Lennar, the builder. And if you buy the home in the next 2 weeks and we get you put the deposit and sign the purchase agreement, we'll buy you your appliance package, and they might go, oh, and that's valued at $8,000. And we're going to throw that in with the deal thanks for buying a home. Well, they buy so many appliances, they buy it in bulk. They're buying them for all their homes. That appliance package didn't cost them that. The appliance package might have cost them $3,000 or $4,000 in total, but they're able to, say, "Ooh, look we can give you something." That's an incentive. So a lot of like design credits and upgrades, material upgrades that, oh, we took you from carpet to hardwood flooring, and that's a $12,000 incentive. So there's 13% might sound like a lot, and it is, but it's not coming off the price necessarily. It also could have gone to an interest rate buy down. Hey, we'll pay $15,000 to lower the interest rate. But the new builder owns the lender, so they have more favorable rates, and not more favorable rates, but they have more flexibility in what they can offer. But to go from 1.5% to 13% in like 3 years is pretty wild. And that shows that just, new people, buyers for new homes are just being a little bit more cautious than they have in the past, very clearly. This softer housing demand is causing unsold inventory to tick up. Indeed, since the pandemic housing boom fizzled out, the number of unsold complete U.S. new single-family homes has been rising. Now, we're going to take a look at some numbers here, but I want to be very clear. This is the number of unsold completed U.S. new single-family homes. Okay, that was like 14 adjectives in that sentence. So they have to be unsold, completely built in the United States, and they have to be brand new and single family to go into this count. So 2018, 61,000, 2019, 77,000, 2020, 78,000, and then boom, it just like hit a wall, right? 33 and 34. Then we got up to 69 in 2023, 2024, 89. And here we are at 117 in 2025. So from 2018, 61 to 117. I mean, obviously builders got the memo, right? Like the government and everybody was like, build, build, build. And sure, certainly they did. And the April figure, 117,000 unsold completely new homes published last week, is the highest level since July 2009 at 126,000. And thus we get to the title of the stream, that we are seeing the highest inventory of new completed unsold homes since July of 2009. Let's take a closer look at the data to better understand what this could mean. Number of unsold completed homes for sale. And here's the first graphic. I'm a graphic person, right? So I'm one of these people that like when I have to assemble something from IKEA or build something for my car or, put something together, I'm just like, just give me a picture. Just give me, I don't need it described to me. I don't need to know why it goes together this way. Just give me a picture. I'll figure it out from there. And so for people like me that learn well with images, this is a phenomenal graph. This is a really good one. This is a good representation, in my opinion, of why this whole unsold inventory really is maybe not the alarm bell that some of these Crash Bro forum guys are treating it as. And here's why. So here we have, you have 1999 all the way over here to present day, right? And here we can see that it's, we're clicking along. Here we go. And we have a little bit of a run up here in 99, 2000, dips a little bit. This little .com crash didn't really do a whole lot. Didn't make a big effect on anything really. And then we bump it along, and then boom, we start to really go crazy, right? And this is when people realize right at this point, like, whoa, if you just walk into a mortgage broker and you just tell them you need money, they just give you money. It's the craziest thing. And bingo, here we go. Up we go, and then crash. Boom. Okay. So we bottomed out home building here. I mean, first and foremost, let's just cover up the peak. Let's operate below the red line only. Okay. Just for a second, forget everything above the red line. There's a very stark contrast between these areas, right? Below the red line. Here, below the red line, I mean, we're kind of right in the middle here. There's a lot of shading below the red line on the left. On the right, there's a lot of white, okay? So we have a big spike right now, but as you can see, if you took the top part of this spike, cut it off, and you put it into this valley, it would go straight across. And furthermore, it would be straight across from these averages here if you average this out, right? So while we do have a big spike in inventory, we are coming off of record lows production numbers. As we saw, let's go up 33, 34, and then 69, which is still nothing to write home about. But 33, 34 is pathetic. That's not like, it's a standstill. So is it a concern for builders right now? Yes, because they're trying to sell homes right now. Is this a concern for the housing market? In my opinion, no. I would love for someone to disagree with me. I would love for someone to tell me why they don't think this is the case. Because from what I can see, we have now just kind of gotten to average above average. Now, the only way that we would have more homes than we need, which would result in a surplus, which would result in huge price drops because supply would be so high, is if we carried this out, this level here, and we just kept running it out. at this pace. And that's not going to happen. Builders don't want to get burned again. They got burned in 2008. I mean, they got roasted. I mean, like go out of business, never come back in business type of burn. And they're not going to let that happen again. They are going to stop building homes in these areas where they have unsold inventory. Plain and simple. They're just not going to do it. And that's the correct thing to do. Furthermore, most of these homes are going to be in the areas that are the pandemic boomtown areas, the areas where there is tons of area to build. It's not going to affect, there's not enough here to affect the national market, in my opinion. Now, of course, things could always change. And if things change and data changes, we'll reevaluate it at that time. And we'll see. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not Nostradamus. But everything that we're seeing here is telling us that we need more homes. We need inventory to go up. That's the only way we'll be able to get prices to be either level or perhaps see some relief. And I've talked about this before. Anybody on the channel that's watched me knows this. I've said this all the time. I've said this on other streams with my other realtor colleagues and people that stream on YouTube. People complain when we have no homes to buy and prices go up and we need inventory. Then the moment that we get inventory, the moment that we're like, hey, we have got a little bit of inventory. Look at this. People are like, holy crap, it's going to be a crash. So where's the happy medium? And I think the happy medium is right where we're at right here. When it comes to housing inventory, I would actually like to see this dispersed more throughout the country personally. But we got to start somewhere. So I don't think this is a major problem. Let's keep on trucking here because there's another good graph. Resi Club's finished home supply index puts the number of unsold completed new single family homes into historic context. The index is one simple calculation. The number of unsold completed U.S. new single family homes divided by the annualized rate of U.S. single family housing starts. A higher index score indicates a softer national new construction market with greater supply slack, while a lower index score signifies a tighter new construction market with less supply. Let's see. Okay, innovative. We got some people rolling in here. As long as unemployment stays low, home prices will probably hopefully stay stable for a few years. If unemployment spikes, which it usually does after a rate hike cycle, prices are going lower. I completely agree with you. It'll be interesting to see what unemployment does. Unemployment has always been the big thing, right? It's unemployment and inflation for the Fed. Those are like the two things. If unemployment ticks up, we're going to see some relief on interest rates. And it depends what unemployment does. If unemployment only ticks up 6% range, enough to maybe get the Fed to say, hey, you know what? We'll shave a couple off. Unemployment's ticking up. But it doesn't really do much from there. I actually think home prices could rise a little bit from that, because if interest rates go low and not a large enough amount of the workforce is affected, the people that do have jobs are going to take advantage of the lower interest rates and they're going to go to it. Now, if unemployment goes high enough to where people in the middle upper class are starting to sweat about their job security, then absolutely we're going to get lower interest rates and we're going to get prices that recede for sure. And we'll see what happens with the rate hike cycle. I mean, we've had rates. It's been 5 years, almost to the month. I mean, because it was really about June, when in June 2022, I'm sorry, 3 years, not 5. June 2022 is basically when things started to go crazy with interest rates. They really started to go up. So we've had about 3 years of really high and elevated interest rates. But here's the thing, we'll have to see how much higher interest rates go. And we've obviously had high interest rates, very high interest rates in comparison to what we did have. But historically speaking, they've been pretty average standard interest rates. So I kind of wonder, as an honest, legitimate question, what would the interest rates have to hike to in a cycle to trigger the usual, unemployment spike after the rate hike, right? Because you think, well, we just had a pretty high rate hike cycle, right? For 3 years, we doubled the interest rates, more than doubled the interest rates, and unemployment really kind of stayed pretty stable. So, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be really interesting to see what happens. If we know the interest rates are probably going to go up. How far up will they go? We don't know. The interesting part was I saw someone in the cabinet, someone in the White House call. I love this too. This is my favorite. They called on the Fed to lower interest rates. If you're Jerome Powell in the Fed, you're like, all right, I got one gesture for you. You're telling me You're telling me I need to lower my interest rates when the stock market's going crazy, when these tariffs might be on hold. So it'd just be interesting because I do think rates are going to go up. Stock market's going up. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. But you make a great point, and I'm with you. If unemployment stays low, look out, cookout, because interest rates are going to remain elevated for who knows how much longer. Angie, hey Angie, happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. Oh man, set my notification, then sat down for dinner and forgot. It's all good. Don't worry about it. We're still here. We're hanging out. I'm glad you could swing by. MH, hey buddy, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. What are you having for dinner? Hope it's tasty. Angie, interest rates aren't as high as when I bought my first house and we were earning way less. Yep, exactly, Angie. And that's really important. Two things, and I'm glad you brought this up. I don't know when you bought your first house, but based on what you're selling it for and some of the contextual clues that I've picked up since that you've been in the stream, you probably bought your first house in the late 80s or early 90s, if I had to guess. And I'm going to say if that's the case, then yeah, you're exactly right. And what's important for people to remember, and I did a whole video on this on my channel. I did a whole thing about how really the 1980s had worse affordability in that mid 80s crunch when interest rates were super, super high. Wages weren't doing that well. On the affordability issue is actually worse than it is now. Not that it's good now, it's bad now, but still better. And also, it's one of those things where it's perspective, right? Interest rates are high. We get it. It's going to happen, but at least the affordability is not as bad as what it was. So that's good. All right. MH is having fish. Ooh, what type? Salmon, tilapia. What's it going to be? Cuban sliders and salad. That sounds good too. Dang, I almost had a Cuban sandwich the other day. Early 80s, I wasn't buying anything. So then it must have been, if interest rates were high, it must have been sometime in the early to mid 90s then. Yeah, it must have been early to mid 90s. Cod, okay, solid choice. All right, so now we're going to take a look at this Resi Club's Finished Home Supply Index. And this is why you can see that it's not as alarming as it may be. So this index, the index on the left side here, right? This is the index number. And we just talked about they get to this index by doing some math. They take the number of unsold completed U.S. new single family homes divided by the annualized rate of U.S. single family housing starts. So they get to this number and bingo, here you can see a higher index score indicates a softer national new construction market with greater supply slack, while a lower index score signifies a tighter new construction market with less supply slack. So obviously still elevated, but if you look at where we're at now, again, we got to fill some of this trough up a little bit. And the average looks like it's about 7.5, 8 for the most part. Right now, we're ticking along at about 12, but we were at 2.5 for 2 years. So being slightly above average now, not the worst thing in the world. Not the worst thing in the world. Is it a bad thing if you're a new home builder? Yes, because you can't sell your product. But in terms of the greater housing market, not maybe the indicator that the crash bros and the doomers want it to be. While the U.S. Census Bureau doesn't give us a greater market-by-market breakdown on these unsold new builds, we have a good idea where they are based on where their total active inventory homes for sale, including existing, has spiked above pre-pandemic 2019 levels. Most of those are in the Sun Belt and the Gulf, right, guys? So again, this is what I was saying, where for these regions, it could cause some price declines, where this specific fill up of inventory is. But in order to get the housing crash that all the doomers and the bros want to see, that would you would have to have this type of inventory pop simultaneously all over. And that is there is no indications of that happening anytime soon. Some builders are experiencing pricing pressure, particularly in major housing markets like Florida and Texas, where resale inventory remains significantly higher than pre-pandemic levels. We've looked at this chart. This is a great graph. This is an excellent graph. This just talks about the shift in inventory between April 2019 and April 2025. So basically comparing pre-pandemic to today. And we've talked about this one a lot. We're not going to go way into this, but where it's blue, it means that there is more active listings. So the darker the blue is more. If it's white, it means there's no increase or decrease. And if it's this brown gold, it means that there's less inventory in 2009. So you can or in 2019. So you can see in the Northeast New England, if you're trying to buy a home anywhere in the sort of upper right quarter of the United States, my hat's off to you. Godspeed, good luck, because it's crazy. I've got a brother in New Jersey that's toying with the idea of buying his next home, and I asked him if he had a bulletproof vest because he's going to have to go to war to buy that home. It's crazy over there right now, and you can see that in this region here. So it's interesting. There's greater slack in the new construction market now than a few years ago, giving buyers some leverage in certain markets to negotiate with better deals with home builders. So if you are in a market in one of those areas and you are looking at a new home, don't be afraid to flex those negotiating muscles, and you might want to go get your own buyer's agent. Yes, even if you're buying a new build, you probably should get your own buyer's agent, because that buyer's agent is going to look out solely for your interest. Remember, when you go to the builder's office and you go pick out your home and you sit with the builder rep and you buy a home, that builder rep reps the builder, not you. And they might not be looking out for your best interest. So now could be a good time to put on your negotiating pants and get to work with a buyer's agent if you're thinking about buying a new home. Good. My area looks good. Yes, your area does look good. Or should I say our area looks good? Yeah. So you can see Angie and my area is this Southern California area. We won't get too specific on where we're at, but let's see. This is Los Angeles, Long Beach, Anaheim. What do we have over here? Riverside. So this would be more applicable to Angie and I for those watching. And here we're seeing that. So you can see that we've had really in April 2019, we had 20,000 units of inventory. We're at 16,000. So we're still under. So you can see most of the areas in Southern California, because they're this more golden brownish hue dot, we're seeing that means they still have less inventory, but the dots are small and they're fewer and far between, which means we're getting to a much more even keeled area. Some places up north, Chico, look at this, San Francisco, Oakland, Fremont, they've actually got a little bit more inventory than they did in 2019. So not to say you can get a deal in those areas, but at least it's trending better for home buyers. And speaking of, I know I just want to touch on this really quick because we're already 32 minutes in and I want to save some time for Zillow because I know you guys like that. It's going to be fun. So I'm just going to touch on this one really, really quick. Zillow housing market to see first annual U.S. home price drop since 2011. This is also another one like this in conjunction with the new build headline. Oh, the crash bros are going to go crazy. They're popping champagne right now because they're like, look at this. Zillow's says there's going to be a price drop. And Redfin, I think, also said something similar. Oh, and also home builders have tons of inventory. It's like the crash bros are like, see, it's happening. Unfortunately, it's not happening. Sorry, guys. I'm going to tell you why this isn't a big deal. Zillow projects the U.S. home prices will fall 0.9% between April 2025 and April 2026. Zillow economists have previously expected national prices would rise this year. Oh, gosh, guys. Here it is. The housing crash is upon us. 0.9%. I don't even need to go any further. This is why this is not a big deal. This is an average in the United States. We're going to get this. There we go. Sorry, they got this stupid giant banner here. They really want me to subscribe to their stuff. But 0.9%, I just want to put that into a little bit of context. First off, I do appreciate Zillow going back to revised estimates. I appreciate when, and most major economic and money market, real estate stuff, most of them do this, but I like when they make a prediction, we get more data, then we look at that data, and then we revise and update our prediction, right? And prediction is just a guess, it's an estimate. It's not meant to be the truth. So they're revising some things, which is good. The rise in active listings is fueling softer price growth as greater supply provides more options and more bargaining power for buyers, Zillow economists wrote in March. Potential buyers are opting to remain renters for longer as affordability challenges surpass demand for home purchases. And I will say that active listings, sitting on the market longer, that's absolutely the case. I'm seeing it even firsthand. More and more times I'm finding a home, somebody sends me, oh, hey, Joe, look into this home for us, or hey, client, look at this home. What do you think? You want to go look at this one? And I look, oh, the days on market are like 18, 22, 30, 17. Before it was like, boom, home. Well, I'm interested in it. 3 days on market, 2 days on market, 5 days on market. Everything was just, And that's just not happening as much anymore. Now, some properties are, right? In fact, the home that I sold to a client today, I represented to them as their buyer's agent, and we just opened escrow today. That one went on the market on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Saw it on Thursday. They went back to the open house on Saturday. We wrote the offer on Memorial Day, actually, and then we submitted it Tuesday, and we're in escrow today. So, I mean, it's not every home and it's not every market, but we are starting to see more and more buyers have more ability to kind of like deliberate a little bit, think about it, and maybe negotiate. And that's a good thing. We want that. That's what we need. We need that for our buyers. We need that for our first-time home buyers and our rebuyers, because that's going to keep things going. Now, to keep in mind, let's just round up their lofty expectations. This is more. This is another good graph here for the forecast. We'll get into this in a second. But just to keep, we're gonna round up their lofty 1% drop. Yeah, innovative. You're gonna come on the show soon as a co-host. You're gonna be like the color commentator guy with the good little tidbits. I love a 1% drop as a buyer during a 2 to 3% inflationary period. That's awesome. Yeah, hey, you got a 1% discount, but your money's worth 3% less. We win, right? That's cool. So, and a 1% drop. Let's round up to 1%. They said 0.9. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt. Say 1%. Do you guys know what 1% is on the average home price in America? Let's just round up, make the math easy. $500,000 is the average home price in America. It's really about $480,000, but let's just go 500, easy math. 1%, 500,000 is $5,000. That means that $500,000 home is now just $495,000. So a bargain indeed, which is why I'm not too concerned about this 1% drop in home prices. Guys, we need a little bit of a softening. We need a little bit of correction. Yeah, Angie, this is a great point. I mean, even in California, right? So it is $10,000 here. It's $10,000, which would be more significant, but it's a percentage, it's a proportion, it's relative. Here, the average home price is $1 million, right? So it's like, all right, 10 grand on $1 million. So thanks for the savings. So again, Angie, that's a great observation. That's why I'm not really super concerned about Zillow's adjustment, right? All right, so let's take a look. This is the Zillow forecast for metro level home price change between April 25 and April 26. So you guys are killing me today. Searching the sofa cushions. Yes, put those pennies together to make that down payment, MH. Scrape up those nickels. Okay, Zillow forecast. I wish I could get this all on one screen, but they put so much crap. It's because they want me to buy stuff. I don't want to. Okay, so here we go. Zillow forecast for metro level home price change between April 2025 and April 2026. Circle size by number of active homes for sale in April 2025. So if they're red, we are seeing that the Zillow forecast went negative, went down. Zillow is predicting softening. If we're seeing blue, that means Zillow is predicting price growth, some strength, some resiliency. So let's see what we've got. All right, we've got a lot of red and yellow, which is kind of nice, and only a little bit of blue. So you're going to see that probably your major blue locations, yeah, so just outside of, Colorado or Denver, I should say. But most of these areas, again, the South Sun Belt areas continue to get hit. Lots of big yellow circles in Florida. Pretty much all of Florida is going to be at least 1%. This is only 0.2 in Miami. New Orleans is going to get hammered. New Orleans is, they just 10%, 7%, 7%, 8%. Texas is not looking good either. Now, again, when I say not looking good, we're talking about most of these percentages that we're talking about are $5,000 to $10,000 worth of a home. I mean, and keep in mind, in New Orleans, it's 7%, but the average home price in New Orleans is like $180,000. So, it's a price decline, right? And I don't want to minimize those folks losing 7% of their equity, but is this going to be the type of thing that rocks the United States and upends the housing market? I don't see that being a thing. I just don't. So there we have it, folks. All right. You guys know what time it is. We're heading over to Zillow and we're going to window shop for some homes. And for those of you that are new here, oops, we got to do this. Bingo. for those of you that are new here, explain this game a little bit. So we're going to window shop. And what we're going to do is we're going to cruise Zillow. I got a random city generator. So I have gone to a website. It's going to give me a random city. Important thing to remember about this city is I found one that gives us populated cities. So there's like a minimum population that the city needs to have in order for it to come up. Because when I did this on my own as a rehearsal, I was getting some really small towns where like there was like no homes for sale, or like, you know, it's just like a different price point. It wasn't much to look at. So we're going to get a random, medium to large size city in the United States. And then we're going to generate a random price, and we are going to go house hunting for the coolest house that we can find, the biggest bang for the buck. We want the best home that we think we can afford for the price in the given area. Now, there is some audience participation in this. So I'm going to do this randomly, but if you guys have a location and a budget in mind, put it into the chat. And you don't need to tell me. I mean, you don't, even if it's completely random, it doesn't need to be some place that you're like actually looking to move to. If you just want to window shop in a certain area, a certain city, we can do a random price, put it in the chat. Let's do it. All right, guys. So we're going to get this up on the screen. And we're going to share this tab instead. Now, these are the default cities. We're going to refresh these. And then we're just going to take the first city. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little adjustment here to just one city. All right, here we go. We're going to run this. All right, we're going to Phoenix. This is appropriate. I was just in Phoenix. It was just in Phoenix. There'd be a lot of houses to choose from in Phoenix. All right, let's go over here. And we are going to choose a budget between 200,000 and 3 million. Okay, Angie, we'll get that on the next one. After we do Phoenix, we'll do Saudi to Daisy, Tennessee. We'll get you. Okay, all right, we'll get you. Okay, we'll get you after Angie's. All right, so we're going to generate a price, 929,000. So usually when I do this, we're going to do a bracket. So we'll just do like 9 to 950, something like that. In Phoenix, we'll see what comes up. So we're going to Phoenix. We're going to Phoenix, Arizona, and we're not going to look through this. We're not going to look at this price point. I think that's what we were looking at last time. We're going to do 900 to 950. I know you guys can't see yet, but you'll see shortly. Promise. And we're going to apply, and we're going to share this tab. Bingo. All right, guys. So here we are. And we're in Phoenix. Now, I don't know a ton about Phoenix. I was just in Phoenix. My best friend lives in Phoenix. And I was just flew into Phoenix, but then I was out in actually Prescott. If Cackleberry is here, I was visiting her future home. Let's take a look. So I know that Scottsdale is a really nice area, and it's a really expensive area. So if I was looking in Phoenix, I would probably kind of gravitate towards there. I probably wouldn't want to be real close to the airport, which is here. Okay, so it looks like this is kind of the region. Okay, so there's some preserves. Now, for those of you that don't know, like this is kind of like my personal taste, right? And so I'm looking for a home that's got a good location, not a busy location. And I'm also looking for homes that are kind of unique, right? Like either have a unique design, maybe they're on a lake, maybe they back up to a nature preserve, something cool. Like we're not just looking for like a generic home, right? We're looking for something cool if we can. So like I might look at, let's see, there's a club on Lookout Mountain. That kind of sounds cool. This area doesn't seem super intriguing. All right, you know what? My first thing was like this thing by this mountain. Let's check out. This is a showcase listing. All right, let's take a look at this. Just take me to the photos. All right, cool. Here we go. All right, so right off the bat, like I'm not a huge flat roof. This is a very desert style, and it actually works a little bit better in the desert. But I'm not a huge fan of the flat roof. In the desert, I'd be more okay. I had a roofer tell me one time that the best day of a flat roof's life is day number 1 when it's installed, and it just goes downhill from there. Now it probably wouldn't make as big of a difference in a desert home in Phoenix, because I don't think I'm probably gonna get a ton of rain, but still. I'm gonna flip this pretty quick, whatever. This is kind of a weird layout. It's kind of weird. Why are the picture going backwards? Hold on. I want to start with number 1. There we go. There we go. All right, it's whatever. Curb appeal's okay. I mean, it's Phoenix, so it's gonna be desert scape. I don't like that. Nope, I don't like this. I just don't like it. The atrium's cool. This is cool. We've got an atrium here. That's kind of neat. Atriums are nice because it allows us some ventilation. to go through the house. You can get some breezes into the interior of the home where it could be difficult to kind of get a breeze, but they also let in more natural light into the center of the home where, again, a little bit further away from windows, could be hard to get some natural light. So atriums are cool. That's kind of a cool feature. I like that. But I'm not really much a fan of much else. This room's kind of cool. Vaulted ceilings, got the elevated windows here, bringing some more natural light. Very like Pueblo-like giant fireplace. Kitchen's kind of okay. Like, you know, obviously they painted these, might be original cabinets. I don't know. Why is this here for the photo, guys? Like, why is something like taped to the, like, just take that down. Otherwise it looks good. This is weird. This is a weird layout, weird flow. I don't like this. We're moving on, guys. We're moving on. Vogel Avenue is not the one for us. Vogel Ave is not the one for us. Maybe we'll find something else. Let's see. See, this is too close to Highway 51. I don't even know. Like, this is just way too close. If you're gonna spend $950, this is a cute house, Pebble Tech pool, right? I mean, it looks cute, but not going for it. Let's zoom out. Let's do some picture cruising. Like, this looks kind of cool. Let's see what this is like. A very open concept. So somebody opened this up. Obviously. What's the front of the house look like? See, when they give you like the new kitchen as like the first two photos, that makes me think like this is weird for a house. And Angie, you make a good point. Like yeah, with that last kitchen, with which one? With this kitchen here or the last one? Because last one, that layout was funky. This one is cool, but I know that some people don't like the mega open concept because, like, I'm assuming the front door is right here. Like, when you walk in, you're just like, here's the kitchen. And if the kitchen is clean, that's really cool. But if the kitchen's a mess, yikes. Yeah, the last blue one. Yeah, that thing was wild. That was weird. Oh yeah, check the runway configuration when hunting. Yep. Yeah, if you are, that's a great tip, MH. If you are going to be somewhere close to an airport, check to see which way that runway goes, because if you are in the takeoff or landing orientation, you're going to have some increased noise over your house. So check on that if you're close to an airport. I've lived just off the highway most of my life. Love it. Interesting. Okay. So that, like, the noise doesn't bother you. Like it doesn't faze you. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. My neighbors removed all of their interior walls. Yes, some people do that. This one's a very open concept, and some people like it, some people don't. Like I said, if your house is messy, like, it's just on display. So, I mean, the kitchen looks like it was done nicely. It's cool. I mean, accent wall is cool. This is nice. I mean, it's pleasant. It's staged well. The photos are good. This is a well-presented listing. This is kind of awkward. Like, very clear this was the original living room or dining room, and now it's just kind of a weird spot. You know, I don't know what you would do here. These chairs are weird, but whatever. Okay, to the flat roof. That's very, very, very desert. I don't know who's going to like hang out in their front yard like that, but whatever. Okay, cool. I mean, it's okay. It's not bad. This is not bad. We need to do a location check. Ooh, it's got a nice pool. I like this. This is cool. Let's do a location check, because if the location's not bad here, where is it? Show me the map. Here we go. Zoom out. See, it's really close to Highway 51. It's really close to Highway 900, Angie. 900, 3-bed, 2-bath, 2140 square feet. And it's a little close to the freeway. It's a little close. I mean, I lived next to a freeway, and it was okay. I didn't mind it as a kid. The white noise was all right. Wasn't that big of a deal. But as a kid, I didn't buy the house like my mom did. And now if I was going to buy a house, I don't think I'd want to live near a freeway. Like, the air quality is not as good, you know? So I don't think that's the one. Let's see. We got a 950 here. What do you look like? You don't look that great. Ooh, this is kind of fun. This is kind of fun. We might have a winner here, guys. Might have a winner. I don't know. I'm just going off the photo. I like blue. Blue is my favorite color. I like a good mid-century. This is kind of fun. This is kind of neat. You got the breeze blocks here. This is neat. I like this. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, a little over 2,000 square feet. This is true, MH. That is true. At least if the freeway is your neighbor, you know exactly what you're getting, and it's very consistent. Breeze blocks are cool. We do have a slight pitch to this roof. I love it. I don't know if this is like a Palo Verde or a manzanita. I don't know what tree this is, but whatever tree this is cool. And it's like the desert tree, right? Like this is the one, this is the desert tree that everyone likes. All right, so this would be like kind of like carport area. And the front door is a little lackluster. This isn't like the most like you know, grand entrance type of thing, but it's okay. Okay, clean. Palo Verde, thank you, honey. I thought that's what it was. This is cool. This looks like, although it kind of gives me like Airbnb vibes a little bit. And maybe this was an Airbnb, I wouldn't be surprised. But like everything's really, really white. And like there's a lot of like loud art, like I don't know. And the floors are kind of like I can tell like that's like durable, like lifetime floors. Like it looks, yeah, Palm Springs house. Yep. It just, I don't know. It kind of gives me Airbnb vibes, which if it was, that's fine. Or if it wasn't, that's okay too. So this is interesting. I wonder if this was added on at some point. I think this was. Okay, so I think this was an add-on, and I'll tell you guys why I think this is the case. Let me see if I can make this bigger. No, I can't. Sorry, guys. It doesn't like when I try to make pictures bigger. So the reason that I think this is an add-on, I'll tell you what gave it away. Number one, we have a slight sloping to this roof. Usually an add-on, when it's added on to like the back of a house, they don't follow the same roof line because it would get really expensive to repitch the whole roof. You have to rebuild the whole roof. So what you end up having is you have your like normal roof like this, and then off of the normal roof, you have like another pitch like that. It's kind of hard. It doesn't really come across good. But whenever you see a room that has a gentle pitch like this, and especially if the other ceilings aren't pitched, there's a good chance that it's an add-on. Also, whenever you get one of these, this used to be the window to the exterior, right? And then they punch this out so that it's here. But the dead giveaway for me, the dead giveaway is you gotta look really closely. See right here, boom, there's a little bit of a step. You can just barely see it. This is like a little curb here, and this is a step down. And whenever there's a step down, slanted thing, and you got this opening, which would have been a window, that's how you know this is very, very likely an add-on. And this was probably the original back door to get into the house, because like, why would there be a door here? So probably an add-on, which is fine. It's okay. If it is, it is. All right. I like blue. I don't like that. That's terrible. Floors are okay. I think this was an Airbnb house. I think that this was an Airbnb house. I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, it's cool. It just needs to be redone. It's too, I don't know. It's too Airbnb for me. The home could be cool. Like this is too, like someone tried to do something cool. Like, it's, you know, it's like, oh, but this is really nice. I like this. This is cool. I do like this. All right. We're moving on. We had a chat suggestion from Angie. I got to scroll up, Angie. What was your suggestion? Let's see. There it is. Saudi Daisy, Tennessee for 420. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to Saudi Daisy, Tennessee. Oh, there's a river. It's on a river. This is cool. And you want to do 420. So we're not going to just do what we'll do is we'll do 400 to 450, and we'll see what that returns. And if we need to go larger, we can. Okay, so they got some new homes. Okay, this is cool. I already like what I'm looking at. This is neato. See, this is interesting. I thought like Phoenix would kind of be whatever. Phoenix is like a little vanilla, like desert homes, like whatever. These are going to be fun. There's a lake and a river. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I mean, already right off the bat, like I'm seeing stuff I like. Like, so this one jumps out at me, guys. This is free. Like, this is the type of home that to me, I'm like, ooh, this looks fun. Like, it kind of looks weird. Like, I kind of like it. Let's see what this is about. I don't think it's as cool as I thought, though. So it's, it's for sale by owner. So this guy knows what he has. 2 beds, 2 baths, 3,200 square feet for $425. I've never seen a home with that much square footage and so few bedrooms. What could be happening? Let's take a look. This is going to be fun. Okay, so we have a tuck under garage, I think, or maybe this is a separate building. I don't know. The photos don't really help. Okay, so this is the upstairs of this. This must be a separate building. This must be like the barn that's unfinished, clearly. Oh, look, we got a view of the lake/river. That's cool. I like that. So this is why, if you're going to do a FSBO, well, this is why one reason you shouldn't do a FSBO. If you're going to do a FSBO, you need to have more photos, because like, how are you ever going to sell a home like this? Like, there's just no information. What if we read? Should we read? I don't even know if it's worth reading. Incredible lake views, gated entry neighborhood in Chickamauga Fly and Bait Casting Club. Okay, great. State of Tennessee Bird Sanctuary. Ooh, State of Tennessee Bird Sanctuary backs up to the property. No one can ever build behind you. That's cool. TVA owns the house directly in front. I mean, really not a lot of help. Looks cool. No, thank you. See, I mean, these are nice, but they're like, you know, like new homes. They're like kind of generic. But I mean, obviously you can get a nice new home for a decent amount. Oh, finished basement. Angie, you said that you only like walkout basement, right? So I'm assuming if it's finished, it's probably walkout. See, look how good of a realtor I am. You had a request. I listened and I found it. See, look at that. All right. Let's take a look. Okay. First and foremost, Q house, Q curb appeal. You know, obviously we've got a little kind of grading thing here, which is not the worst thing in the world, right? Not the worst thing in the world. I would be concerned about the roof. It could just be the way that the light is in the photo. It could just kind of be the, like, you know, what it came off on camera. But this is an interesting wear pattern. And if it looks like this in real life, I would definitely want the inspector to take a close look. I'd probably call a roofer out just to see what this is about. So for the specs, this is a 3-bed, 3-bath, 1884 square foot home, and it's for sale for $405,000. Oh, okay. We got garages underneath. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Big driveway, nice big flat driveway. Looks like we got the trees behind. I like this one. Got, you know, looks like you have some forest, some open land behind. That's pretty. I've never been to Tennessee, but I hear great things. I've never been. Okay, got a nice porch out front. Nice, getting double pane windows. Ooh, looks like that might be actual hardwood flooring. Oh, this is nice. Nice big bright room. This is nice. Dining area. Okay, kitchen, you know, kitchen's not crazy, but it's white and clean and nice and bright. Nothing to complain about. Yeah, it's got this basic countertops, basic cabinetry, but it's clean. Yeah, it's $405,000. That's not bad. Okay, we got someone went crazy. It was like, I need to have a fireplace in the bedroom. Okay, good for them. They got it. Nice view out the window. It's gorgeous. I mean, that is pretty nice. I will say, like, you waking up and like that's the view out the window. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty cool. Okay, so this home could use some upgrades, right? It's ripe for upgrading. You know, this like small scale tile floor is pretty outdated. This is, you know, like some pretty nice. This home was probably built in the early 2000s, maybe the late 90s, 98 to 2002. What do we think, chat? What's the guess? Guesses in the chat. When do we think this home was built? No Googling. You can't look up the address yourself. I don't even think you guys can see the address right now, but don't Google. Honest guess. When do you guys think this home was built? It's clean. It's nice. And for $405,000, it's pretty good. Oh, is this the basement? I think this is the basement, Angie. Angie, it's the basement. All right. MH says 95. Okay. And you got washer and dryer down there and a toilet. You got a toilet. That's good. So if you're down there, you got facilities. And you got, nice garage. I hate when it's 2 single cars. Like, just get rid of this and just do a big door. Like, then it's just like, you don't have to worry about hitting it. 95. Okay. So Angie, 20 years. So that would be 2005. Michelle says 98. Okay. Well, we're going to find out very shortly here. All right. So the backyard. Yes. See, this is cool. The deck to those trees. This is cool. Like, this would be a reason for me to buy a home like this. This is cool. More parking. That's good. Nice. And you got nice distance between your neighbors. One thing that's interesting is like the whole like no fenced yard thing. Like, what do people do with dogs? right? Like, so where I'm from, I'm Southern California. For those that don't know or new, I'm in Southern California. All of our yards are fenced here. Everyone has a fence or a wall, like a block wall or a fence. There are no open yards. And like when people have dogs, like they're in their backyard and they hang out, right? Like, what do you do here? There's no fences. No one has a fenced in yard. I mean, it's kind of weird. It kind of seems weird. Like anybody can just like look and like walk into your backyard anytime. But with that said, if this is my backyard, it's pretty freaking cool. I like that. That's really cool. Oh, it looks like we're pretty close to like the lake or the water here. That's nice. I like that. I mean, just look how pretty. All the colors, all the greens. This is so cool. I mean, look at all that. Just all the different types. I mean, it looks like it's, it looks like a painting. That is so neat. I hope the HOA doesn't ban the dogs. Screen porch, I want to. You can build that. Yep. Yeah, you build the fence. Yeah, I guess so. Just everywhere here, they built them. I don't know. It's interesting. But this is a cool house. I like this one. I like that. I would buy that home. If I was looking for, like, this is one, if I had a $400,000 budget, I was moving to Tennessee, this would definitely be one that I looked at. Seems like it's, just nice and pleasant. It's good. This one, 43 days unsold, is kind of odd. Like I don't like this. Like, call me shallow, but I'm just like judging it by its cover. I don't like it. And then obviously tons of new construction. The new construction looks nice and pretty and it's fun. Not a whole lot of resale available, unfortunately. Yeah, you already said the first thing to do is build the fence. Yep. Hey, at least you're budgeted for it. That's good. Well, this is a pretty home. 3-2, 15. See, these are the types of homes we need to be building, right? This is nice. Oh, we didn't see. Wait. We got to go back. We didn't check to see what year that other home was built. Hold on. All right, so get those guesses. So we have 95, 98, 2005. I'm going to say 2001. Got to go back and find it. I'm going to say 2001. Oh God, did I lose it? That was this one. 99. 99. Who had 90? I thought somebody had that. Did I say that? No, I said 2001. Well, it was 99. Wait, did I say 99? I don't know. I don't remember. Somebody go back in the live stream, tell me what I said. I'll watch it tomorrow. But 1999. Look at us. Yeah, Michelle had 98. And I was feeling like 98 to 2004 is really what I thought. So look at that. Yeah, check the tapes. Where's the official review? Okay, 2001. I thought I said 2001. All right, and then we got to check out this other house really quick, and then we'll get out of Tennessee and we'll go to Dallas for innovative. So these are the types of homes we need to be building, like across the nation. 3-2, 1,500 square feet. 3-2, 1,300 square feet. 4-2, 1,700 square feet. These are the things we need to be. We need to be building a 2-1, 800 square feet. That's what we need to be building. Nice home here. This is pretty. I like this. This is cute. It's nothing fancy, nothing special. It's nice. See, this has a nice entryway, nice little porch. Oh, it's clean. It's got built-ins, fireplace. Looks like, it could be laminate. It's really hard to tell in the photos now, but I think that's real. I feel like I can see some texture there. I feel like it's real, but I don't know. Clean home, and it's crown molding, recessed lighting, casement doorways. This is nice. Somebody did a good job with this home. It's pretty. It's a good little home. It's not huge, it's not huge. Dinosaur crossing, that's cute. Primary. Yeah, this is a good home. Let's see what's going on in the backyard. Anything in the backyard that's notable? Well, the backyard's the woods. That is so cool. Man, imagine being a kid. That is so cool. Very, very private. See, this is when the drone shot. Look how cool this is with the clouds. This is how you utilize a drone. These people that are like doing drone shots and like, this is the best is when people do drone photos and it's a home in like a very like high density, like HOA tract where it's like, look, there's my little tiny box amongst all the other boxes right next to it. This is when this is a great example of well-used drone photography. You can tell right away. This photo almost evokes a feeling, right? I've never been to Tennessee, but I almost feel like I know what it would feel like to be there, right? you're in the woods. It's very vibey, it's kind of cool and a little damp, and the cloud cover, this is really cool. Now you know where I'm going. We'll be on the lake all day. All right, Angie. When I come to visit Tennessee for the first time, I'm going to hit you up. We're going to go on that boat, hang out on the lake. This is a nice home. Yeah, too bad this one's not a little bit bigger for you, Angie. Yeah, check it for ticks. Yeah, I do know that's a thing in like this kind of area of the United States. Luckily, don't really have to worry about ticks here too much, but I know that is a thing, and I know that they are nasty. And just because, let's see, I don't think there's anything kind of else in this area that's bigger for that price point, Angie. So, all right, we're going to Dallas. Innovative. I got to go back up to Innovative's comments. Let's see. 320 Northwest Dallas. All right, going to Dallas. And also, if anybody else in chat wants to cruise for homes, you just give me the area, you give me the budget, and we'll cruise for some homes. If you don't have a budget, we can do a random number generator for a budget. Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas. That's crazy. Where's Innovative? Are you still here, Innovative? No. I wonder what this is. Like, oh, University Park. I wonder if this is like its own little city. And they're like, no, we're University Park. We're our own thing. All right, Angie. Sounds like a great time. Sounds like a wonderful time. My wife and I want to get to Tennessee. My wife really wants to go to the Carolinas. She really wants to go to North or South Carolina. So maybe we'll have to do like a little trip through that area. Why? Yes, Innovative. Paging Innovative. What is this about, Innovative? What's University Park and Highland Park about? Why is this not considered Dallas? I know I could Google this, but I want to ask you. You live there. You're local. You know the scoop. All right, while you're answering that, let's look. Okay, so you said Northwest Dallas. You said Northwest. I got to go through all these comments. Northwest Dallas, 320. Okay, Northwest. All right, Dallas. So Northwest, I'm going to assume that's going to be somewhere kind of in this general region. And you said 320. So we're going to do this. And I hope you didn't stump me, Innovative. I hope you didn't stump me like, oh, there's nothing for sale for 300 and we're going to, oh no, there's plenty. We got some stuff here. Okay. So I don't know what you're looking for, Innovative, but right off the bat, we got, where's this little guy at? Oh, we want to zoom in a little bit more. We want to kind of keep it to this area. Wow. There's a lot of choice. There's no shortage of homes in Dallas. Highland Park is the fanciest neighborhood in Dallas. Average home price, it's probably $2 million. Woo! Okay. So we're not looking at Highland Park. That's crazy. One thing Dallas has that Fort Worth doesn't is a great city 30 miles away. That's funny. Carolina was my choice too, but family in Tennessee. Yeah, but only 49 minutes to South Carolina, 30 minutes to Georgia. That's cool. That's cool. I hear great things about Tennessee. A lot of Californians moving to Tennessee. I hear wonderful things about it. I'm sure you'll love it. Your home is about to be on the market or is on the market? You don't have to get specific. I'm just wondering where you are in the timeline because I know you've been talking about it for a little while. Tons of homes. Holy crap. Innovative. Okay, so I'm gonna have to lower the budget a little bit. I think I can't do the 3 to 4 because there's just too many. But right off the rip, like 86 days on Zillow. Okay, you guys are also gonna learn. I'm a sucker for brick houses. I love brick homes. Durable, strong, no termites. Don't have to paint. Not as much maintenance. These photos are killing me. I don't know if they're going to come through on your end. Like the contrast on these photos is like the photographer was like, oh, you want some contrast? Just crank that dial all the way up. Well, good luck when you do get it on the market. Good luck. I think hopefully everything will go smoothly for you and go quickly. And may you get the highest price possible. Yeah, these photos are weird. I mean, and the kitchen's kind of nice. I mean, there's a lot of texture going on. There's a lot of stuff going on, but it looks okay. Someone's a serious gamer. Respect. There's too much going on in this room. Jeez, this better be a man cave or the basement or something. There's a lot going on here. So if this was me, like I would have told them, like I wouldn't even use this photo. I wouldn't have used this angle. Look at all these cords hanging down, like all this stuff everywhere, like this blanket on the couch. I wouldn't even use that angle. This photo makes my brain kind of like feel unsettled. Like it makes me do this face. I don't like it. I don't know what the heck this is. This is weird. Again, okay, guys, what did we learn? What did we learn, class? We learned that when there's a step down, right? And we learned that there's a slight slope, right? It's probably an add-on, right? I don't know if it is or isn't. It's the first picture I've seen. I don't know if that's, no, this is just a sunken living room. That's all this is. This is just a sunken living room. That is not an add-on. That is just an awkward sunken living room. There's a lot going on with this house. There's a lot of textures here. There's a lot of textures. There's a lot of things happening. I feel like it could be cool, but the photos are driving me absolutely berserk. Like, I don't know if you guys can see. It looks weird. Does it look weird to you guys? I don't know. Don't like this one. Sorry, that's not the one for you, Innovative. Maybe you like it. I don't like it. I'm not living there. This is kind of cool. And it just had a big, juicy $24,000 price cut, too. I know you like those deals, Innovative. I know you like those deals. It's cowboy chic. That's great. Okay, this is, I mean, I don't like, if I had to draw what a Texas home looked like, this is what I would draw. Like you got the, the sidewalk that leads straight up to it. It's brick. It's got like, the big roof, the big windows. This is the first photo. I don't like this. See, where's the flow? Is this the front? Did we just come in through the front door? And then we're in the kitchen. I mean, it's nice. It's nice, but I don't like when the photos don't flow like that. I mean, is this the front door? No, that can't be the front door. But it's nice. Okay, it's been updated. Okay, there's the front door. Yeah, we'll start with this photo. I'm picky, as you guys can tell. I'm very picky. Okay, kitchen's nice. It's all right. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. Not bad. It's clean. What's the backyard like? Show me the yard. A little dinky yard. That's okay. Low maintenance. You got the spa at least. Is there anything really cool? Anything really cool? Nothing on a lake. Let's see. Ooh, this guy's kind of big. Oh, for sale by owner. At least it's got better photos than the last for sale by owner we looked at. It's kind of cool. There's a lot of homes in Dallas. There is no shortage of homes. Ooh, this I thought was kind of cool, but I didn't realize this looks like a neighbor's home. Oh, this is like a patio home. These homes are jammed in there. Ooh, and this floor is no good. It's all buckled up. There's like some water damage or something. Maybe that's just the lighting. I don't know, but this floor looks no bueno. Oh, and this is dining. That's the kitchen. That's weird. This place is weird. Don't like it. Don't like it. It's a condo. Ooh, okay. Wow, 5 bedrooms and 600 square feet. So this looks kind of cute, right? This looks like a cute little house. This looks like it was photoshopped there. I don't know. Is this really there? This looks like this is on a green screen. I don't know if this is real or not. Wait, what's happening here? What? Is there 2 front doors and there's 2 porch lights? What in tarnation? Okay, this is a bad flip. There's overspray. This is a wild one, guys. This is a wild one. Somebody did like a let's see what's going on here. This is going to get interesting. This is going to get real interesting. I mean, you could tell they didn't clean up the paint here. There's so many trademark crappy flip signs here. Yep, it's a flip. Is this like 2 houses in one? This has to be. Somebody took 2 houses. Did they split one? I got to read. I'm intrigued. A full duplex sitting on a 0.3 acre. Okay. And they're both leased. I see. 3-2. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. That was kind of funky. What's going on there? Here you go. 325. Innovative. 3 bed, 3 bath, 1,450 square feet. Looks like it might be something a little historic. It's next to multifamily, though. You can tell this is multifamily because there are multiple meters. This is a larger building. So this could be apartments. I mean, or it could be condos. I don't really know. But this is kind of cool if you're into the historic thing. Very open concept. Not bad. Not bad. Innovative. You have a lot to choose from. Let's see. Oh, Millennial Gray. Love it. MCA, we got a new chatter here. Can we have a massive housing price crash? Crash hoarders would much appreciate. I don't control that, unfortunately. I got news. I would not mind to see, I would not mind a housing crash because I would probably sell more houses and I could buy some. And let me tell you that also all of the institutional investors would love the same thing. And I guarantee you they got more cash than everyone else, unfortunately. That's the bad part about wishing and hoping for a massive housing crash, is that any massive housing crash, if it were to happen, which is very unlikely as of right now, but if it were to happen, all of those people that think they would be able to buy a house would probably be outbid by larger bidders with cash. Although if you had a lot of cash, it could work, but there would be a lot of people waiting to swoop that up. And unfortunately, we have less housing available now than we did previously in the last decade, and we have more people as well. So it's unlikely. However, we would love to see a realistic correction, or at least a little bit of a relaxing in price growth, because I will tell you that it is not ideal. It's not ideal for home buyers right now. And prices are high and affordability is crazy. And even if interest rates went down, it wouldn't do anything. It's a real conundrum. And I feel like really the only answer, and a lot of people are going to say this because I'm a real estate agent, right? But I think the only real answer is you got to try to get equity as soon as possible. Because the fact of the matter is it just doesn't seem like there's going to be a massive monumental crash in pricing. And it's only going to get more expensive. Now, we just covered how Zillow is going to say that it's going to go down at 1%, which it might. But let's take the last 5 years. In 2022, the year-over-year price appreciation was, I think, 17%. And in 2021, it was 17%. In 2022, it was 15%. So you had 17%, then you had 15% on that 17%, right? And if it goes down 1%, it's a very, very minor change. So I agree. It would be helpful for more people. And I think it would be healthy. It would be healthy for the market and for people to have access to more affordable housing. I completely agree with that. That is true. That is true. Depending on the people, the position that they're in, they may not be able to sell if values go down a lot. Remember, something like 33% or 36% of all homes in the United States don't even have a mortgage. So if a housing crash were to occur, it makes no difference to those people. They don't have a mortgage. I mean, unless they have to sell. But if they don't have a mortgage, they have a ton of equity. So if their home was worth $400,000 and there's a housing crash and it goes down a quarter of in value, which is 25%, which would be $100,000, down to $300,000. Well, they still owe nothing. And if they sell it, they still make $300,000. So they're not exactly in a terrible position. So it depends, right? But wouldn't the investors lose money? MH, potentially, right? But when investors are working with multi-billion-dollar funds or hundreds of millions of dollars, even if they lost some money, if there was a market crash, there would be no hesitation into reinvesting all of that money into said housing. In my opinion, I don't know. I'm not in charge of a hedge fund. I don't manage a hedge fund. So maybe I could be completely wrong, but that would be my thought. My knee-jerk reaction would be that. If your mortgage is as low as a one-bedroom, where would you go? And that's exactly the point. That's what a lot of people were saying when, during the pandemic thing, when they were talking about housing crash. People aren't going to be able to afford their houses anymore. What do you mean? What are they going to do? They're paying $2,000 a month for their mortgage. What are they going to do? Go rent a one-bedroom apartment for $2,200? That doesn't make sense. I mean, of course, that's here in California, right? But you're exactly right. If there's no alternative for those people, then they're going to stay with the cheapest option. And if the cheapest option is the house they're currently in, bingo, they're not moving. They're not moving. MC, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Hey, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you checking out the stream. And thank you for chatting. And thank you for giving me some of your thoughts. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Hope to see you around again. All right, guys. We're going on an hour and 20. This has been a really, really great stream. Do we have any other places we want to check out? You know what? Let's do one more random one before we go. I was going to call it, but we only did one random, and then we took 2 requests. Let's close it out with one random city. All right. Rerun. Denver. I don't want to do Denver. I want to do something more fun than Denver. Nashville, Davidson. Should we do another Tennessee? Let's do Nashville, Davidson. This one's for staying with the Tennessee theme for the evening, the country theme. We did Tennessee. We did a different part. Yeah, that was Tennessee. Now we're doing another part of Tennessee, and Texas is a very country theme today. And we're going to generate the budget. Boom. Oh God, we only have $259,000 in Nashville. Shoot. Let's see if we can buy anything in Nashville, guys. All right, we're going to Nashville. All right, we are in Nashville. Oh God. Let's see. And what I say it was 250. So we're going to do 250 to 300. 250 to 300. Oh, okay, good. At least we have some stuff to look at. I didn't know. I'm not familiar with Nashville. I thought it was really, really expensive. I was like, oh God, we don't have anything. Let's take a look. Let's zoom in. Oh, look, guys, we got stuff on the lake. You know, that's my favorite. We got to start there. We got to start. Oh, these are condos. I don't want a condo on the lake. I want a house on the lake. Ooh, Stone Island. You think there's any houses on Stone Island? See anything fun here? Let's check this bad boy out. Oh, it's a townhome. I don't want a townhome. Let's do this. I want houses. I'm looking for houses. Oh, did that just take away all of my options? No, not quite all of them. Too close to a road. What's this guy? All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh. This kind of looks cute. Okay, so we got a 3-2, 1,100 square feet for this is a stupid price. Guys, what we talk about pricing? 269, 962. Is this like the address or something? Is this like his favorite number backwards and forwards or something? It's some weird thing the seller decided to do. You know how much better he would do if this was priced at 250 or heck, even 275? 269, 962. Come on, what a joker. All right. Anyway, I digress. Let's look at the photos. All right, it's cute, it's charming. It's very plain on the inside. It's okay. Maybe a fireplace that was covered up at some point, perhaps. It's small, but it's cute. Okay, you got inside washer and dryer hookups. That's good. Okay, bathroom is very white. This home needs some color. This home definitely needs some color. Got a little upstairs. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. And it's good. There's a bathroom up there. That's nice. It's actually usable as a bedroom, sort of. Oh, hopefully the yard's bigger than this. Because that's the yard. That's not good. Oh, this AC has seen better days. You're going to have to replace that AC sooner rather than later. I love all the trees, though. Yeah, that yard's small. Okay, this one's like whatever. It's not bad. I don't think it's great, though. Let's see. What is it? Oh, for you. It's like they know it's for me. Let's see. All right, so this one just had a price cut. See, like, guys, there's like no excuse for this photo, right? Like, why? The house is cut off. It's crooked. It's blurry. Like, we couldn't even open the windows a little bit. Open the blinds. This is all pixelated. Is this a scam? Did somebody take these photos from like Craigslist or something? What is this a picture of? Hey guys, in case this was an important feature to you, like maybe a walkout basement or a lake view, this kitchen has a corner. So in case you were looking for that type of amenity, if you're really looking for a pointy kitchen, this is a good sharp corner here in this kitchen. Yeah, this is going to be a no from me, dog. Nashville's kind of letting me down for this price point, but this is not a lot of money, so I don't necessarily blame it. Okay, 4-bed, 2-bath, $1,350. Just did a price cut. I'm always a little nervous when they don't start with an exterior photo, but it's the best corner ever. Better than all the rest. This always makes me nervous when they start with an interior photo. Like, unless the home is like beautifully done on the interior, right? Like recently remodeled, like beautiful, gorgeous, high-end stuff. Like, why are you starting with an interior photo? I digress. Okay, get in the kitchen. All right, fine. A little cramped, but that's all right. Got a little eating area here. Okay, and some other room. God, like, see, like, maybe these are tenants. I don't know. But like, did these people not know that the real estate photographer was coming today to photograph their home for sale? Like, why is there just a pile of stuff here? And like, just stuff. Like, get rid of all of this stuff. Get rid of it. It needs to be neat and orderly. What? Oh, for a second, I thought this was some type of garment, but there's still no excuse for this. This, I couldn't even put my name on this. Sorry, we're getting off into a tangent, guys. I know we're supposed to be looking at the home, but I'm now looking at the deplorable photos that somehow this agent has managed to publish this listing with, because how freaking hard is it to just clear off the counter and take the towels off the shower curtain rod? Like, this is crazy. At least the toilet lid seat is down. Sometimes you get these and they're up and you're like, this is why. Okay, moving on. Okay, this is a kid's room, so it's like slightly more acceptable, but still. Yeah, okay, whatever. I don't like this house. I don't like these photos. I don't like it. The backyard's all right. Everything is too expensive. Maria, you're not wrong, sister. You're not wrong about that. That is one of those statements that is so common yet also so deflating, because it's so true. Everything is too expensive. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you on that. But just try to do the best you can. Somebody couldn't even, this chair got too tired out. Just had to fall over in that Tennessee heat. Yard's kind of cool. It's small, but it's all right. This home's whatever. Whatever. Nothing I'm like super mega liking for this price point. This one's coming soon, $270. This must be like a brand. Yeah, that's like a brand new home. That's all styled perfectly or something. Oh, maybe it's not. I don't know. Should we look at it? No, I don't want to look at it. So not a whole lot in this area of Nashville. Let's pick one more. Let's go up over here. Let's pick one more. Next time, do New Hampshire. Okay, Lake Winnipeg. We're going to have to throw this into Google Translate. Can you spell that phonetically, Ollie? Because I don't even know how. Lake Winnipesaukee? Winnipesaukee? Am I doing okay? I don't know. Let's do that right now. Shoot, let's do one more. We got good viewership. We still got 20 people hanging out, and you guys are lucky. I had a really big late lunch today. Normally, my stomach is the one that ends the streams because I get really, really hungry. But we're doing good. We're doing good tonight. We had a big lunch. So let's go to New Hampshire, because I'll tell you what, Nashville, Tennessee, let me down. Now let's see. Is this an actual city, or is the lake not oh, it is. Oh, wait, no. Okay, so this is what we need to do. We need to Google the city, Lake. And I wish it would tell me how to say it too. Lake in New Hampshire. Oh, what is the best town? So there's different towns. Okay, so then we're going to do this. Sorry, I'm not familiar with this area. We're going to do this. We're going to go to this house, and then we're going to go back to search. And is it going to leave me in this area, ideally? There we go. We found it. We found it, Ollie. Bingo. Got it. All right, so now what I'm going to do. All right, you got a budget, Ollie, or would you like to do a random budget? Because I'll just do a random budget. We would look around. But if you have a budget, if you're looking, let me know what that is. For now, while you respond, if you're still with us, I'm going to do a random number generator, and I'm going to generate a number. Okay, 250 to 3. And you know what, Ali? We're on the same page, brother, because look at this. I just did my random number as 272, and I was going to do 250 to 300. Look at that. It was meant to be. Meant to be. All right, so 250 to 3. We're going to apply here. We're going to remove this boundary. Okay. Not a lot to look at. Not a lot to look at. And before we do this, I'm going to zoom out really quick just to give everybody who's maybe not familiar with where we're talking about and give everybody some context. Okay. So here we are. This is the lake that we're going to be looking at. So we got Boston, down here a little bit. Yeah. So this is a hot freaking market. This whole New England, like northeast is a hot market here. All right. So we only have a few to look at in this area. Let's start with this one. This one looks cute. All right. So this is 265,000, 31 Prospect Street, Franklin, New Hampshire. It's 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,300 square feet. First thing I want to do is let's go to the map. All right. So it's not like far away from a major road, but it's not right on it. Can we get a satellite view? Yes, we can. Okay. This isn't even a big road. This is a little like one way. This is like downtown. So that's not a problem. Okay, we got a little creek or a lake, a little stream, a little river coming through here. This is kind of cool. This is nice. Look at that ball field. Look at that, right on the river. That's cool. It's just crazy because like for someone like me who's like lived and grown up in Southern California, this landscape is completely foreign to me. Like it's crazy to have like 9 city blocks and then just the woods. Like we don't have that here. We have the next neighborhood. Okay, so let's get out of here. So location's good. I'm a fan of the location. Okay, summer homes. Okay, so now would this be a summer home for you? Just out of curiosity, would this be like a second home for you, or are you looking to make this a primary place? Let's look at this. All right, let's get into the pictures here. It's cute. It's nice. It's a little overgrown. It could use some landscaping. Raised foundation, looks like it might have a basement. Somebody screened in this front porch at some time. Okay, so we need some updating. Need a little updating. It's all right. It's got low ceilings. I mean, it's fairly clean though. Just looking. Okay, families from Manchester, New Hampshire. Okay, cool. I mean, it could be cool. I mean, I do like a historic home. So like part of me is like, oh, this is kind of neat. It just, it needs some love. But old homes are cool. All right. So when do we think this one was built? No Googling. When do we think this was built? This one's friggin' old. What do we think, chat? This is going to be hard to guess. It's neat though. It's cool. It just needs some update, needs some love. Got a lot of rooms, a lot of funky little rooms. That's nice though. Oh, big basement. Dang. That's like a propane tank? What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, is that a water heater? It is. Oh, I've never seen a water heater shaped like that before. Crazy. All right, so we've got 1940, 1947, 1953. I think it's older, guys. I think it's older. I think it's old. I think it's real old. I'm gonna say 1941. I think it's even older than that. Actually, I'm gonna revise. I think it's in the 30s. I'm gonna say 1937. All right, here we go. Get those last guesses in. Very spooky basement. I'm gonna say 1937. And it is 1878. I didn't think it was that freaking old. What 18? I was not expecting to see 1878. Holy hell. Wow. Okay. I've never been in a house that old before. What the hell? Haunted. Michelle says haunted. Yeah. This is crazy. Hey, Point Blank. Thanks for hanging out in the stream, brother. Hope you're doing well. Oh man, I was not expecting 1878. I'll tell you, for me, one of the dead giveaways here, I'll show you. Whenever you see, and we do here in SoCal, I live in a community that does have an older part. We do have some homes built in the early 1900s, not a ton. But whenever you get, let me get upstairs. All right, this floor, where you have these like really like wide plank, looks like pine flooring. Wide plank pine flooring is a little bit easier to spot because pine is a really soft wood. And when they used pine, well, they used it because it was cheaper. And when pine was used in those older homes, it's much softer than oak, which is what pretty much is used exclusively for flooring now. Because oak's an extremely hard, dense wood, so it's much more durable. So whenever you see these really large wood planks, and they have a lot of wear or I don't want to say damage, but they have a lot of wear in them, that to me signifies that the home is using pine and that it's probably pre-1940. Most likely. We did see oak hardwood in earlier homes, but that was like a luxury. Like, oh boy, if you had oak hardwood, you were like the mayor of the town, right? That was like a big deal. So that one was super fun. Let's do one more before we wrap it up. That was really fun. That was really cool. Okay. This one says period details. So that's kind of cool. All right. This is cool. I kind of like the color. Again, screen porch. It's got like a little garage here, carport thing. Yeah, right. The electrical and plumbing would scare. Yeah, like especially the plumbing, right? Like electrical. Yeah, plumbing if it's buried, like if there's drain lines or sewer. Oh God, yikes. All right, here we go. So this one looks like it's going to need a little work too. And man, this could be really cool if they just trim these up a little bit. Let that house breathe. It's cool. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of removing bushes, shrubs, or trees unless it's like really necessary. But even if you just remove this one, is my mouse? Yeah, this one and this one, and just like kind of, you could like see the house a lot more. It would be nice. This is cool. I like this. I like old stuff. I mean, it's funky. So when you have older homes like this, you're going to run into stuff like this where like the layout isn't just, it's not meant for modern appliances because they didn't have them. And unless you like gut and reconfigure the whole thing, the modern appliances and the way that we live, it's going to seem a little awkward. It's going to seem a little weird. Oh, interesting drop ceiling. This is really weird. I don't know why you would ever put a drop ceiling. This is like what you'd have in an office with a weird fluorescent light. Like we're ripping this out day one, baby. As soon as we get the keys, that's getting ripped out. A little dining room there, a little nook. Okay. Okay, fireplace, nice enough. Spacious. It's nice. Okay, don't know what's going on here, but this could be cool. You could have a really nice porch. I wonder what the view out of it is. We'll have to do like a street view after this. Got some paneling. Yeah, that TV is a little bit on the high side, isn't it? Right? It's kind of what I thought, especially when you're like this close to it. You're not that far away. Like you'd be like watching TV like this. Got some paneling to take off. Okay. Little office. Oh, bug screen. Is that what that is? MC, is that correct? Is that bug screen? I can't tell I can't tell if it's like plastic or if it's a screen. I don't know. Maybe it is a screen. It would make sense if it's a screen. Anything about used in winter? Let's find out. Let's go through these photos really quick and then we'll take a look at the description. Kind of like that blue tile. It's cool. Little backyard. Cool. All right. Not bad. I think I like that one so far most, based on what we've seen. It's 2,000 square feet. Let's see. Charming 1930 colonial in the heart of Alton and Main Street, picturesque town of Alton, New Hampshire. Colonial architecture, gambrel roof, hardwood floors, pure details throughout, situated on manageable lot in convenient location, close to local shops, schools, and lake that I can't say. This property presents a unique opportunity for investors, flippers, or buyers looking to restore a historic home to its former glory. Sold as is, this probably requires some renovation and updating, but offers great potential. Whether you're looking to create your dream home, seeking your next project, this is a rare chance to own a piece of Alton's history. Don't miss out on this diamond in the rough. Offer deadline of 5/27 at 12 p.m. Wonder how they did. Wonder how they did. I wonder if they got multiple offers. They probably did. It's a cute little house. So nothing about winter, nothing about being used in the winter right off the bat. But ooh, look, it's really close to the lake. We gotta look at the map here. Gotta look at the map. 1960. Oh, we're guessing on. Okay, we're guessing. I saw the year. I glanced at the year when I pulled this up, so I cannot guess. But if y'all want to guess at the year built, have at it. I love this. Let's see. How close are we to the water? Yeah, that's really cool. See, like you don't have that far to go. It's not on the water. Like you don't have a view. But then I wonder what this is. Like I wonder if it's like, is there a pathway? Can you get to it? That would be cool. All right. This road does look a little bit bigger. This road does look a little bit busier. Oh, it's not crazy. It's just one lane each way. Look at this. This is cool. All the American flags on the posts. That's cool. I wonder when this was taken. I wonder if this was like around like, oh yeah, they got the bunting out. It must have been near July or something like that. This house looks nice. And I wonder if it has a view of the lake. Yeah, it probably does. Oh, and look, you've got a little hardware store right next door to your fixer-upper. Look at that. It's perfect. Oh, I did. You're right. I did say that when we were talking about it because it was in the description. Oh, sorry, guys. This is perfect. You got the hardware store right next to the fixer-upper. You don't have to go very far. That's nice. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of Cruisin' Zillow with Joe. And, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you missed that one. That's too bad. That was a nice little one. If you would have paid more attention, you would have guessed it right. CMH, got to turn up those hearing aids, buddy. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cruisin' Zillow with Joe. Thanks for all your suggestions. This was a fun one. You guys are always so interactive. This is great, guys. If you are new around here, please drop a like. Hit the like right there. There's a thumbs up icon right there. Hit that. Really, really helps the stream. And also, I got to take you to my website really quick. One more thing before you guys leave. I got to do the shameless plug. If you're looking for a real estate agent anywhere in the United States, all across the US, I have a huge network of real estate agents. I'm a referral partner with people all over the United States. Happy to connect you with a real estate agent. If you're local to the Southern California area, I would be happy to help you directly. So you can go to workwithjoerealtor.com. I will put it into the chat right now. Bingo. Workwithjoerealtor.com, and you can hit any of these buttons, and you'll get connected to me, and I will set you up with a top agent. There's so many terrible real estate agents out there. About 80% of real estate agents wouldn't even know how to open the front door of a home that they wanted to sell. Do not get stuck with one of those agents. So please, if you need a referral, get an agent that knows what they're doing so that your home selling or buying experience isn't painful, and I can help you with that. Doesn't cost you a dime. So if you're looking for an agent, head over to workwithjoerealtor.com. Point blank. Hey, buddy, thanks for hanging out. We will do Indianapolis. Do me a favor, like and subscribe to the stream. Next time you're in here, even if it's next week, bring it up, and we'll do this again next week. We're just running out of time. Joe's got to go eat dinner. He's hungry. But thanks for hanging out, Point Blank. Please like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and join me next week. Same time, same place, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Ali, hey, welcome to the stream, Ali. Thanks for hanging out. It was a pleasure having you. Thanks for giving us some good suggestions. And please like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Love to have you back. And we'll do another round next time. Let's see if I got to check my notes, see if there's anything else here for you guys. Do I have anything else? Nope. That's it. All right, guys. Thanks so much for your valuable time. I really appreciate it. This stream was awesome. You guys were great. Had awesome viewership. Thanks so much for giving me some of your very valuable time. I'll see you next Wednesday, 6:30, same time, same place. We're doing the same stuff, talking about all of the latest real estate headlines and news, and maybe we'll even cruise Zillow and do some more window shopping. Like the stream. Oh, no. I don't know. Are we on daylight savings? I don't know. All I know is it's 6:30 Los Angeles time. So there we go. PST. I trust with what Angie says. I trust Angie. She's a smart gal. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Do something nice for someone. Hold the door open. Don't cut anybody off in traffic. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good week. Bye, guys.